So we will continue our discussion with the types of derivatives. In the last class, we have understood what are forward contracts. So what are forward contracts? Forward contract is a contract to purchase or sell at a future date at a pre-agreed price. So this is very important. Forward contracts are contracts to either purchase an asset or to sell an asset, but at a pre-agreed price and a specified future date. So we have seen that on 1st April, you can enter into a forward contract to sell the dollars on 31st July. Okay, so this is a forward contract. Understood. So exporter can enter into a sell forward contract for dollars. Similarly, importer can enter into a buy dollar contract, forward contract. Okay. So by entering into a forward contract, you can restrict your losses or minimize your losses. Otherwise, the loss would have been unlimited because you cannot exactly understand what will be the price of the dollar on a future date. So by entering into a forward contract, you have freezed your losses or you have restricted your losses to a specified limit. So this is the advantage of a forward contract. Now another contract is a future contract. What is a future contract? Future contract and forward contract are same only. What is the difference between a forward contract and future contract is that in forward contract, two persons will directly enter into a contract. Suppose two persons are there, A and B. A will enter into a forward contract with B that I will sell my wheat produce after 3 months at this much price. We have seen in the case of a farmer, no? So that is a forward contract. Here, two persons will directly enter into a contract with each other. Or similarly, in foreign market, exporter will enter into a contract, forward contract with a bank. Okay. So exporter and bank are directly dealing in the contract. So such type of contracts are known as a forward contracts. So what is a future contract? If in between two parties, one more party comes, that is known as exchange, then that contract will become a future contract. Okay, suppose A and B are two parties, but they are not entering contract directly. They are entering contract to a middle person, that is known as exchanges. Such contract will become a future contract. So what is a future contract? Future contract is also a forward contract only, but it is an exchange traded contract. Okay. So when forward contracts are traded through exchange, it will become a future contract. Understood? Like in shares market, we are having those various stock exchanges. So if you will enter into a forward contract through the stock exchange, it will be known as futures. Okay. So what is the difference between a forward contract and for future contract? First thing is that forward contract will be directly entered by two parties. They are known as OTC, over the counter. Means if two known persons are there, they can enter into a forward contract. But future contracts are exchange regulated or exchange traded. So they will be having some rules because exchange is the intermediary party. So there are some rules. So we can say that future contracts are standardized contracts and forward contracts are flexible contract or customized contracts. Because you and your friends are known parties, so you can flexibly adapt the terms of the contract. But in future, that flexibility will not be there because you're entering into a contract with the intermediary, which is known as exchanges. So in a future contract, buyer and seller will not know each other because they are entering into a contract through an exchange. But in OTC, two parties will know each other. So that is the only difference between a forward contract and future contract. Both logic are same. You are entering into a sell or buy contract for a future date at a predetermined price at a predetermined date. Okay, both forwards and futures are same only. Only difference is that forward is an over-the-counter market. That is, two persons will personally enter into a contract. But future are exchange traded or exchange regulated, in which the parties enter into a contract through an intermediary, which is known as exchanges. So we can say that future contracts are standardized contracts because exchanges will be having various rules, etc. And on the other hand, forward contracts are flexible contract or customized contracts because you can adjust the terms of contract according to your purpose because it is entered personally between two parties. So that is the only difference between a forward contract and a future contract. Okay, when forward contracts become exchange traded, they become future contract. Options are those contracts which provide the buyer of the contract right, but not the obligation. Very important. In forward contract, we have seen that once you have entered into a contract, you will be obliged by that contract. Okay, suppose if you are entering into a buy forward contract, then you will have to buy the shares on the specified date. Or similarly, if you are entering into a sell contract, you will be required to sell the shares. So you are obliged. Once you have entered into a contract, you cannot revert back on your contract. You will be obliged. Obligation will be imposed on the parties who are entering into a forward contract. But if you enter into an options contract, if you are buyer of the option contract, then there will be no obligation on the party. Only you will be having the right, okay, to purchase or sell the underlying asset at a predetermined price. So important difference between a forward contract and option is the obligation requirement. Once you enter into an forward contract, you will be obliged. Obligation will be imposed on the parties. So once you enter into a forward contract, you cannot revert back from that contract. So on the date of expiry of the contract, you will have to honor that contract. But if you will enter into an options contract, there will be no obligation. You will be having the right to purchase or sell the underlying asset at a predetermined price. Okay. Now how this will function? Very important. There are two types of options. One is the call option and another is the put option. Okay. Some important terms you will understand before moving into the detail. If you are buying an option, if you are a buyer of an option, you will be called as buyer of an option. So if you are writing the option contract, you will be known as a buyer of the contract, or you are buying the option. And another opposite party will automatically become the seller of the contract or seller of the option. Okay, suppose if you are entering into an options contract, you are buying the contract, options contract, you will be known as the buyer of the option contract. So automatically opposite party will become the seller of the option. Now, one important thing which you have to understand in an option is that only buyer is having the right. Seller does not have the right. Seller is having the obligation. This is the importance of the option contract. So in forward contract or future contract, both buyer and seller are obligated. Okay. But in an option contract, if you are a buyer of the contract, it is a very important, you should understand. If you're a buyer of an option contract, you will be having the right. But if you're a seller of an option, you will not have right, you will have only the obligation. In other words, if you want to understand, seller's obligation will depend upon the buyer's action. Okay. Suppose if buyer wants to honor the contract, implement the contract, then seller will be obligated. Understood? If buyer does not want to honor the contract or implement the contract, then seller's obligations will not be there. So in short, seller's obligation in an option contract is dependent upon the buyer's action, whether he is using his right or he is not using his right. Okay, so this is the options contract. Option contract buyer will have the right, not the obligation. Okay, to purchase or sell the underlying asset at a future date at a predetermined price. Okay, only understand this much. Buyer of the option is having the right. Seller of the option does not have the right. Okay. Now there are two types of option. One is the call option and one is the put option. So every option will be having a buyer and seller. If you are buying a call option, you will be known as buyer of the call option. Opposite party will be the seller of the call option. If you are buying a put option, you will be called as a buyer of a put option, and the opposite party will become the seller of the put option. So what is the difference between a call option and put option? We will understand. In this slide, it is clearly written option buyer has the right but not obligation. Option seller has obligation. He does not have the right. And two types of options are call option and put option. So what is a call option and what is a put option? We will understand. Call option is an option which gives the buyer right to purchase an underlying asset at a predetermined price and date. Okay, so if you are entering into a call option, if you're a buyer of a call option, you will have the right to purchase an asset, underlying asset at a predetermined price and a date. Okay. Now here you have to understand the very important term, right. Suppose if you are buying a call option, 3 months call you are buying on 1st April, let us understand. On 1st April, if you are buying a 3 months contract, 3 months call option, so its expiry of the contract will be on 30 June. Okay, for example. Now, since you have bought the call option, you are having the right to purchase or not purchase on the shares on 30 June. So this is the advantage of entering into a call option. Okay. So how decisions are taken? Decisions are normally taken on basis of a strike price and the actual price. Okay. So that is not in our syllabus. Whether you will exercise your right or you will not exercise your right, that is a technical aspect. So you should compare your exercise price and the actual price in the market. Based on that, you will take the decisions. Okay, but for time being, you understand this much only. So if you are buying a call option, you will have the right to purchase. Here, obligation is not there. You're having the right to purchase. Okay, the underlying asset, a predetermined price and a predetermined date. So call option means what? It will give the buyer to purchase the asset at a predetermined date and predetermined price. What will be a put option? If you're a buyer of a put option, you will have the right to sell. Right to sell the asset at a future date at a predetermined price. Only difference is that call option buyer will have the right to sell, right to purchase. If you're a call option buyer, you will have the right to purchase. But if you're a put option buyer, you will have the right to sell. So write and keep this very important. Call option buyer, right to purchase. Put option buyer, right to sell. Okay. In this next slide, details are given. See, call options are contracts that give the owner right to buy the underlying asset at an agreed price. Okay. Call option buyer, right to purchase. Put option buyer, right to sell. See, right to sell underlying asset at a future predetermined price. So put option buyer, right to sell. Call option buyer, right to purchase. So very important from examination point of view. Just remember this much. Call option buyer, right to purchase. Put option buyer, right to sell. How action will be taken, etc. That is not a part of our syllabus. Actually, the decision will be taken based on the prevailing market price and the strike price, exercise price. Okay. So that we are not going now today. So for time being, you understand this much only. Options are a contract which give the right, but not the obligation to the buyer. Seller will be obligated. Call option buyer, right to purchase. Put option buyer, right to sell. So everybody clear this much, whatever we have discussed today. So we are stopping here today. Further, we will continue the next class.